10 k's outside of Charleville. It's called Rockpool, and you can stay here for 2 days. You do have to bring your own toilet with you. There's a big sign at the door that says you can't poo where you like, but you can certainly bring your own down here. It's pretty quiet. It is near the road, but the Telstra reception, or the phone reception here, is phenomenal because there's 2 big towers just on the other side of the street. But we're going to check it out for the next couple of days. Best thing about it, what we love about it, it's bloody free. Save yourself a few bucks and we'll go and spend them in town. We do the observatory tour, so yeah, can't wait to check out Charleville. In one of the local parks around Charleville. How novel's this? Frisbee golf. So at the moment I think we are at the second hole. It's a par 3, the distance is 60 metres, and it gives you a map to show you where it's at, but if I look up the hill here I'll find it. But just to give you an idea, here's the first hole, and what I really love, if you're throwing a frisbee at it, you hit it with the chain, it just falls into the net. Hey? How good's that? Okay, so we just stumbled down a road. We weren't sure where we were going. We thought, what's down into that street? And we finally found the Flying Doctor Service museum. So we're going to go have a look at it. Well, the Flying Doctor Information Centre in Charleville is really interesting. It's free to visit. They do ask for a donation, and we'll pop a few bucks in the box because it all goes to a worthwhile cause. But the things that you learn while you're here about the things that the Flying Doctor Service done, I would never had any idea. From making medical boxes and putting them out onto stations so that if someone's injured they can instruct the people that live on the station what to do and what items to use from the box. It's fantastic. Well, good morning. Welcome to another glorious morning here in the outback. It's absolutely stunning here today. There's a little bit of a breeze. It's just cool enough to be comfortable and not too many flies around. Listen, this morning I've got to go and keep myself busy for about 3 or 4 hours. Allison's got an exam on for the course she's been studying because she's studying to become a tax agent. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to get away. We're going to have a look at a couple of things in town. And the other thing I'm going to do while I'm in there is going to resupply a little bit of water for us. We have about 40 litres, 50 litres left in our tanks. When we're travelling reasonably quickly, we don't like to carry a lot of water with us. It just saves on weight. So if I need to, I'll just go and get some from in town. So what I'll do this morning is I've got a couple of 20 litre jerrys. We'll go in, we'll get those filled up. I'll bring them back. I've got a small pump here in the car, which I just transfer that water back in. I'll show you all that when we get back. But what we will do is go into town and we'll check out the weather balloon that gets launched here every day at 9:15. Should be gripping television. Anyway, let's get about the day and see what Charleville's got to offer. Okay, so the entrance to the Charleville Airport, and it's also the entrance to the observatory and the secret World War II base. They're all flying doctor service museums down here. There's quite a bit to see in this area here. So we'll go now, we'll get a little bit of water. I'll show you where the dump point is. All right, here's the dump point, and according to Wikicamps, the water point's just a little bit further up. Here it is here. Well, that's 44 litres of water, so we'll take that. I'll pump that back in the van. I'll show you when we get back. Let's go and look at this weather balloon launch. Well, I've just come from watching the weather balloon getting released here in CHARLEVILLE this morning, and it was bloody fascinating. I met a gentleman up there who was very knowledgeable about all things weather balloons, and he was telling me that they've been letting this balloon go every day since the Americans built the base here in 1942. Now, I'm pretty sure, I don't want to misquote him here, that the RAF run it for a little while, our Australian Air Force run it for a little while, and then it's been taken over in latter years by the Bureau of Meteorology. And they launch the balloon every single day to get the weather conditions or to make the predictions for our region. And the balloon launches really quickly. It climbs at 1,000 feet per minute. And what makes it really hard to see is it's blue. So it blends in with the sky after a little while. Yeah, I said to a couple of other people that were standing there, they should have made it yellow so you can keep watching it, but it was really good. But what he did say at the end is it flies for about 2 hours, and when it makes its descent, it comes down and it lands somewhere. He said about 40 to 50 k's it'll normally fly. He said, but what comes down is a disc. And he said people find the disc and they think it's some invasion because something silver has fallen from the sky. So he said you get all the conspiracy theorists who say that, you know, it's spy planes coming in from, I don't know, whatever country, and in the army we used to call it the Missourians. Yeah, all this sort of gear going. He said it's very, very funny. He said, but all it is, he said, it's the data that they've collected, and they use it and they send it all back to the media channels and the airlines. Yeah, really, really interesting. So if you get a chance, you're here in CHARLEVILLE, why not come and check it out? Because I'll tell you what, it only goes for about 30 seconds, but it's well worth the drive out and have a look. You can grab yourself a coffee down at the airport, come and watch it. I don't know if you're anything like me, but when I see a sign on the side of the road, not every time, but a lot of the times, it just says heritage for no reason whatsoever. Sometimes I like to pull up just to find out what it is. And there's one just coming up here on the right-hand side of the road. So I'm going to pull off and go over and see what it's all about. It's just on the outskirts of CHARLEVILLE. There's just some innocuous white concrete pillars here. Anyway, let's stop and we'll go and check her out. Okay, so here's our heritage site. It's just on the right-hand side of the road, the left-hand side of the road as you're coming into CHARLEVILLE. And as I said, it's just some white concrete pillars. So I'll come over here. It's got a little plaque on the front. Check it out, see what it is. Watch out for bloody snakes around here, mate. Well, there you go. Queensland Government established a meatworks here. 1888 on this site. So I wonder if this is, it must be original. It must be original. There you go, would never have known that. I know it's a big beef country up here. There's lots of little bits of stuff hanging around here as well, which is always interesting to have a look, but I've only got a pair of thongs on my feet at the moment, so I don't want to go too far in. There's a big hunk of steel there, but I don't know what that is. Then over the back here you can see where all the floor must have been for whatever it was at the time. I couldn't tell you what this part of it here was, but there's a railway line there at the back, which I assume it probably extended much, much further back at some point, but other than that, yeah. Well, as I said, it was innocuous. It's just some white posts on the side of the road, but it's interesting. I suppose you never know what you're going to find, so let's push on till we find the next one. Okay, come back. I've got my water that we're going to pump back into the caravan, and I use a really, really simple system. So what I've got is I've got a Rule inline pump that's dead easy to use. You get BCF for like $99, it's something along those lines. there. If you have a look at the bottom of it, screw that off. That's where the water gets sucked in. And this is just the sump, so you don't suck crap up into your hose or in through your filter. So just put that back on. And all I need to do with that is just unscrew the lid on my jerry and just drop it in down to the bottom. That's it. The next thing I do is I grab my water filter. We like to filter all of our water that we put into the caravan. So if I don't filter it when I'm getting it in the jerrys, I filter it before it goes in the van. We use the best inline filter. This is great. Just plug it onto your hose fitting. So I stick all that into there. Because I'm only putting in 40 litres, I know it's only going to one tank, so that makes life really simple. And I'll show you how we monitor our water usage at the end of this. All right, so just give me the camera out. Come around the back here, guys, and I'll show you where I turn on my water pump from. So at the back here, what I did, and I went to J-Car and I bought just a little inline switch, which I've done, and I connected that to a 12-volt plug, which I got plugged in here. All I need to do is just switch it on. Come back around here to the other side, and I'll give the camera back to Allison. And if you just come in close here, you might be able to hear the pump going in there. And just over here, I can hear the distinctive whistle that you get through the small hole at the top. That means that water's getting pumped in. Once I've put water back into the water tanks, next thing I do, so we know how much water we've got in our tanks, is I go to my mobile phone. I installed in the caravan a Topergee flow meter, which comes with an app, which is this one here, which is called eFlow. And I just open that up. Alright, you can see it's selected me because it's Bluetooth to my phone, so I just strip for 2, and it tells me what my current water is. So at the moment I've got 28 litres in the tank, and I'll tell you how we all come to this a little bit later on. But initially what I did, because I just put 40 litres in, is I just open up the drop box, come down to water volume setting, and let's put in my total. Now I'm putting in litres, so I'm going to change that from, had 28, I've added 40, so I'm going to make it 68. And it tops it back off. So now we have 68 usable litres in the caravan. Okay, so when we fitted the Topergee, we do have 2 95 litre tanks underneath us, which adds up to 190 litres, as you can appreciate. But because there's water in the hot water system, there's water in the rest of the pipes throughout the van, we found we only had 165 usable litres of water. So what we did for safety's sake is that when we top off the tanks, it doesn't matter whether they're totally full, we only ever enter 160 litres in there, and that way that we know that we're covered. It's covering the 22 litres or so of water that's in the hot water system, and it's covering the water that's through the pipes. Okay, Al, tell them where we're going tonight.
We're going to space.
That's right, we're going to space. Where are we going?
We're going to the Cosmos Centre.
Yeah, which I think's got like one of the biggest telescopes in the world, or
oh, okay, I didn't know
something
that.
I read. Anyway, we'll find out that for sure tonight. Today we picked a really good night. It's been absolutely clear all day. It's supposed to be good all night. There's no moon, so should be really good, and hopefully we can get some nice photos that we might be able to share with you, but we'll see how we go with that. So yeah, very, very popular.
Very popular.
Yeah, so
they have daytime tours as well.
They do. You can visit the the Observatory Centre for free at any time throughout the day.
Yes.
And they also do like it's a 10 minute meteorite talk. I'll tell you what, if a 10-metre meteorite hit here, we'd be done. They do a 10-minute meteorite talk as well, which I believe is very, very interesting, and we're going to go over there a little bit earlier this afternoon so we can make sure we catch up with that.
Yes.
And it should be good. Apparently there's a guy over there, or a meteorite over there named Jack, and it's the only one that they have named, so we're going to go and find out why they call him Jack. Or
Yes.
it Jack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. You excited?
I am. I really like looking at the night skies and the stars and the moon and learning all about it, so it'll be really good. And, you know, there's different places in Australia we can go and do these sorts of things.
Definitely, yeah.
Right. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right, well, we'll see you at the observatory.
See ya.
Well, that's it. We finished our time in Charleville. What did you think, El?
It was very nice. Yeah, I liked it.
We're here 3 days. Did you think 3 days was long enough?
Maybe, you could easily do it in a day or a day and a bit. Yeah, it depends what time you roll into town.
It does, yeah. We got here in the afternoon on our first day, so we sort of just come here, set up and didn't do too much from there, but then we went out and done a few things. We visited the observatory last night to have a look at the stars. It was interesting. What did you think of it?
It was good, it was interesting. I think they need to kind of tell a story to keep you engaged. That was the bit, that continuity was lacking a little bit, but I enjoyed looking at the sky and looking at all the different stars. Yeah, it was fun.
It was good, and you get to see things you've never seen before. Like we saw a dead galaxy which has 10, I think they said 10 million stars within the galaxy.
The jewel?
No, that was the jewel box, was something different. But
okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's well worth a look because the things you can't see, there's something right at one of the pointers on the Southern Cross that you just cannot see. But when you look at it through the telescope, there's just stars everywhere. So I suppose that was worth it.
Yes.
But the Cosmos Centre was certainly worth it. You get to walk around. It was good. It was interactive. Allison showed off a few old skills on the arcade games, which was good to see.
Very rusty.
So, yeah, I suppose our tip would be, if you're going to go and do it, get down there about a half an hour to 3/4 an hour early. It gives you a chance to go through the Cosmos Centre, have a look at all the things, and then you can go straight on and go out and gaze the stars. It was pretty good.
It was very good, yeah.
Okay, so our plan from here is we're going to pack up. We're going to end the episode here, so we'll meet you back in Quilpie. We're going to stay out there maybe for a couple of days, but we'll have a look at our plan once we get out there. Yeah, we'll get out and see what's going on in Quilpie. Apparently you can fossick for an opal out there, so we might go and waste a bit of time sitting on top of a pile of rocks or something like that. But anyway, we'll find something interesting to do with ourselves when we go out there.
Should be good.
And then we're going to continue west out to Erromango. So we're looking forward to getting out there because apparently they've got one of the biggest dinosaurs, not in captivity, but in a museum out there that's found in Australia. So that'll be something interesting. And just a note from last night, I didn't confirm that CHARLEVILLE's got the biggest telescope, or one of the biggest telescopes in the world, but just for looking at the dome, I don't think they do. But
I don't know where you got that information.
Yeah, I don't know where I got it from. Who knows where I got it from.
Making things up.
All right, so I tell you what, if you enjoyed our episode this week, please hit the like and subscribe button. That's going to help us along our way with YouTube. But more importantly, throw a few comments in the comment section. We love to get back to people and get in touch with people and tell them about our adventure, or maybe answer a couple of questions. Or please, if you've got any points, things that you think that you're looking at and you're going, geez, Stephen, how are you doing that completely wrong? Then just let us know.
That would be good.
That would be very good. All right, well, you have a great week and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.